If I have a machine that is running and I'm trying to determine what the charge is, what I am going on is what are my saturation temperatures supposed to be. So in a chilled water system, right? I have water, I don't want to freeze water freezes at 32 degrees, right? So generally speaking, we will have our chilled water about 45 degrees, and we will boil our refrigerant around 35 degrees. So if I know that I'm supposed to be boiling my refrigerant at 35 degrees, the pressure should be somewhere with this around 100, and if it's like 80, that means I have a problem. So my machine may be undercharged. So usually most systems we want to boil at 35, we want to condense at 105. So if something is off with those numbers, then it's either something wrong with our charge or with some component somewhere in our system. Number 2 is our suction line. Now, 2 subtract 1. 2 subtract 1. What was the reading that you guys had for number 2?
66.
66. What was the reading you had for number 1? 44. So what is 2 subtract 1? 22. There's a word we give that. You guys know what the word is? Superheat. That is our low side superheat. The difference between our low side saturation point and our suction line temperature is our low side superheat. If I send the refrigerant at its saturation point into the compressor, what am I sending into the compressor? So let's think about the word saturation point. The saturation point is the temperature we change the at. We're sending liquid into the compressor. If I want to boil my refrigerant at 35, if it goes into the compressor at 35, there's still some what?
Liquid.
There's still some liquid. Can we compress liquid?
No.
We cannot. So what's going to happen to my compressor?
It's gonna
It's gonna break. If it is superheated and it's above the saturation point, I know that it is vapor. You can't superheat liquid, right? So think about this. Water boils at 212 at atmospheric pressure. If I have water on a stove and it becomes steam and it becomes 220 degrees steam, is there any liquid left in the steam? No. It is superheated. The problem that people have is they confuse superheated with hot. Superheated vapor doesn't need to be hot. It just needs to be above what?
The saturation
point. So the saturation point always changes. If I change the pressure, I change the saturation point. As long as it is above the saturation point, it is what?
It turns vapor.
It is vapor, and it is what type of vapor? Superheated.
Yeah.
Why do I need superheating line number 2? To protect what?
The
compressor. Protect the compressor. Right? So that is another way that I'm going to determine if my charge is correct. Because usually on most systems, we want about 10 or 15 degrees of superheat. If we got 20, 30 degrees of superheat, then our machine is very undercharged. And we got to put some more in there. Or we have some kind of restriction. So all of these things, again, these are things that we are using to identify what is going on inside of our machine.